Hi everyone, in this video we're going to take a quick walkthrough of advancement and fundraising inside Salesforce Education Cloud. The goal here is to give you a high-level look at what the platform can do, from managing constituent records and pipeline all the way through gift intake and alumni engagement. Let's jump in. For this demo, we'll be working in the Alumni app inside the Connected School environment. Let's start with the Sophia Sanders record. Sophia lives in Valparaiso, Indiana, and in the top left of the screen, we have a quick reference card with key information, birthday, age, and an About Me section that's typically populated through an alumni survey. We'll come back to surveys later in the demo. Moving down in the left column, we have timelines. Timelines bring a chronological view of activity for the constituent. But here's the important part. It's tailored to the user viewing the record. So depending on who's looking, the timeline surfaces what's most relevant to them. Right now, I'm looking at alumni activity. If I click into fundraising activity, I get the fundraising view. The takeaway is that I can toggle between alumni and fundraising. And if this institution is also using student success or admissions, those timelines are available in their respective apps as well. In the top of the center column, we have life events. Life events are how we paint the picture of who this constituent is, what we know about them throughout their relationship with the institution and beyond. Looking at Sophia's record, I can see she submitted her initial application 14 years ago, graduated twice, once with an undergrad degree and again with a master's, bought a home in 2024, made her first donation in 2025, and is expecting a child later this month. Scrolling down, we get into donor gift summaries. These are powered by the data processing engine inside Education Cloud, which handles all the roll-up calculations. If I click Edit on the donor gift summary, I get a full view of out-of-the-box calculations. Things like average gift per year, best gift year, when we received the first gift, and total number of gifts received. Continuing down the page, this is where the bulk of the additional data lives. I have details about Sophia's engagement, which is where we track action summaries, our contact reports for advancement and fundraising, and the alumni survey section. This is also where I'm managing pipeline through open opportunities, gift commitments, and give transactions, all of which we'll cover throughout the demonstration. I also have relationships here, including the ARC, which surfaces accounts, opportunities, gift commitments, and any related contacts, so household relationships and connections live in this view. Scrolling back up, we have constituent roles. Education Cloud does a really nice job here of telling the story of who this person is to the institution today and who they've been in the past. With Sophia, I can see she's been a student twice, undergrad and master's. She's currently a mentor, a donor, and an alum, and before all of that, she was a prospect prior to matriculating as a student. Switching over to the Research tab, I get philanthropic indicators. This is where third-party data or data entered manually helps build out the constituent's giving capacity and history outside of the institution. I also have philanthropic occurrences. A good example would be a community investment. Those aren't dollars coming into the institution, but they are dollars Sophia is putting into the community, and we want to track that to understand her broader philanthropic engagement beyond just our institution. Finally, in the Background tab, I get additional credentials and academic information. Things like Sophia's Salesforce admin certification, her master's, and her undergrad degree, along with personal education records and employment history. A lot of this data flows in through alumni surveys, so we can keep tabs on where Sophia is working, where she's worked in the past, and any additional education she's pursued, like a doctorate from another institution. In addition to everything we've covered on the constituent, we can also track alumni surveys directly related to the constituent record. Alumni surveys give us a way to gather information and data from our alumni, and they help us continually improve the experience of our alumni and gather key insights to alumni trends. If I click into engagement and scroll down, you can see the alumni survey object. The record we're looking at here is very focused on a CSAT-style survey. But because this is the Salesforce platform, we can expand these surveys as needed to capture much more. Things like profile updates and richer alumni data, including current employment status, salary range, plans for the next 5 years, and how the institution helped them get into their current role. Alumni survey functionality is something we include by default in every advancement implementation. Now that we've reviewed the constituent record, let's take a look at an opportunity. Within advancement, opportunities represent the solicitation of new donations and gifts. For this record, we're looking at a major gift opportunity for Sophia Sanders, with a close date of May 29th and an amount of $5,000. As I scroll down, I can see some of those details. Over on the right side, I have action plans. Action plans work in tandem with the opportunity stage to define moves management within advancement. Up top in the path, you can see I'm currently in the solicitation stage. The guidance for success here tells me this is the point where we're presenting the ask to the constituent. Within action plans, which can be assigned either manually or automatically based on your org's rules and criteria, I can see the solicitation steps. If I click into the action plan record, I get the underlying tasks. The important takeaway is that action plans are used throughout Education Cloud as a way to categorize and organize the tasks and to-dos required to complete something. In this scenario, those tasks tie directly to our solicitation steps. Part of our discovery process when implementing this is understanding what your stages and moves look like. For this org, the stages are identification, qualification, cultivation, solicitation, and pledged. And then we identify the moves management activities tied to each transition from one stage to the next. Scrolling down, we have gift default designations. For this opportunity, I've brought in the capital campaign, and these designations stay with the opportunity from start to finish. Right now, 100% of the donation is going to the capital campaign. But I could just as easily allocate this across multiple designations, like splitting between the athletics department and a general fund. Continuing down, we have opportunity teams and contact roles. The opportunity team represents other people inside the institution who are working with me on this solicitation. Contact roles, on the other hand, are external individuals we want to keep track of in relation to this opportunity, such as the final decision maker. Fast forwarding a bit, we can see that Sophia's major gift opportunity has now moved to pledged. Through some automation, a gift commitment gets created and linked to Sophia. The gift commitment is what sets up the pledge donation. It's where we'll track things like the commitment schedule and gift designations as we move into the actual gift intake. Looking at the gift commitment, before we set any additional values, we can see it's a recurring gift linked to the annual fund with an expected total commitment of $5,000. Over on the Related tab, we can see that we haven't set default designations, transactions, or a commitment schedule. Let's walk through that now. First, I'll set the gift commitment schedule. This defines how often we're expecting a donation from Sophia toward this pledge. For this example, I'm going to say we're expecting $500 monthly on the first of every month. So the value is 1 and the frequency is monthly. We'll also indicate we're intending to receive these gifts by check. Now I'll confirm and save. Back on the Related tab, we have a commitment schedule and a gift transaction. We can also see the gift default designation pulled in from the related opportunity. As I mentioned earlier, designations carry through the life cycle of a donation, so we don't have to re-enter this designation as long as the allocation stays the same. If I did need to change the designations, I could click New here, or go up and click Manage Gift Default Designations to add as many rows as I need. Now that the gift commitment is set up and we know when we're expecting gifts, let's head back to Sophia's record and fast forward again. Let's say we've just received the first $500 check. From Sophia's record, I'll go into Donor Actions and click Manage Gift Entries. This opens up the gift entry form, which is a screen flow. It pulls in key data from Sophia's record: email, street address, phone number. And because it's a screen flow, I can update Sophia's personal account record directly from the gift entry. So if the check came in with a different address, I can update it right here. Next, I'll flag the date on the gift. I'll use today as the example. The system has already queried and pulled in the gift commitment, so I can see the major gift commitment we were just looking at for $500. And the status is currently unpaid. Scrolling down, I can add the gift details, the campaign, the amount, and how we received it. In this case, it's a check, so I'll enter the check number and check date. Let's say the check was written 2 days ago. Then I'll set the gift designation. We're giving 100% to the capital campaign, which is $500 toward that designation. These fields are reciprocal. If I change the percentage to 75%, the dollar amount on the right would auto-calculate, but we'll keep it at 100%. This is also where I'd add a soft credit if needed. Upon saving, the gift transaction we looked at earlier, the one with the unpaid status, moves over to paid. On the right side, I can see the upcoming gift schedule. Heading back to details, I now have additional information populated, like the last paid transaction and the total paid transactions on this pledge. And that's a quick tour of advancement inside Education Cloud. Obviously, there's a lot more under the hood than what we covered today, but hopefully this gives you a solid sense of how the platform supports your fundraising team end to end. If you'd like to see a deeper dive into any specific area, we'd love to walk you through it.